What's up, Bulldogs? Can you get lean in 5 weeks? That's the question I'm going to be answering in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly, using math, using science, using the numbers, and my experience, whether this is possible or whether these claims on the internet are false. What's up, guys? If you're just joining me for the first time, I'm John from BulldogMindset.com, and you are in the right place to develop the Bulldog Mindset. So I got this email. Let's take a look at it here. And this is from Ravi. And Ravi wants to know, he says, "Hey, John, I recently came across your YouTube channel. Came across a YouTube channel, Belly Proof." And he's giving me the channel here. "The guy claims to have developed a program which gets you lean in 5 weeks, and various other claims which seem a bit too good to be true. I know you know your stuff when it comes to fitness, so it would be good to get your opinions on this if you got some time to check out their channel and website." So I'm going to go check out the channel. I took a look at this earlier. Actually, before I do, I want to tell you real quick, I do have a sponsor for this video. It is Hostinger. So if you are planning on starting up a website, go check them out. A really good company, really good, easy hosting. You can do a WordPress install like in minutes there. It's really, really cheap. You can save 15%. Here's just a WordPress site I set up at Sonmez.com. Anyway, link is in there, but go check him out. So he's got this video here. I looked at his weight loss transformation. I mean, I hate to just like give people free subscribers and traffic and stuff, but I looked at his before and after, okay, and this was his, his transformation. Let me see if I can bring it up so you guys can see exactly. So, he shows that it's jiggly, okay, and then let's see, at the end here, spoiler alert, okay, where did he, show that? No, now he's doing his pitch here somewhere. Wow, there was some point where he had, there we go. Okay, so that was at the end, right? So he's got some visible abs there, and I think he probably put it up on the screen. Yeah, okay. So, okay, can you do that in 5 weeks? Let's figure this out ourselves, right? Let's think about this. Let's run some numbers, okay? Let's pull up the calculator, all right? Let's pretend like I'm this guy. So let's just look at me, for example, my weight and whatnot. I weigh about 230 pounds right now, maybe a little bit over that, okay? And I'm at around 11-ish, maybe 10-ish% body fat, okay? I'm pretty ripped. I'm not as ripped as I've been in the past, but let's just for a comparison's sake here, just so I can flex my, it's kind of ripped. Yeah, pretty ripped. I like it. All right, let's get to it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Pretend like it's me. Pretend like I'm fatter than I am. Pretend I'm at, I don't know, let's say, okay, because if you want to get ripped, you're going to be like at 15%. Maybe that guy was at 15% body fat at first. Maybe he is a little higher, okay? But let's just run the numbers to see what could happen in that amount of time. So let's say you're at 20% body fat. Let's say I was at 20. Let's say that I'm 230 at 20% body fat, okay? So that would mean that I have how much? Why? There we go. Okay. I would have 46 pounds of fat. Man, that's a lot of fat. All right. So, okay. So if I had 46 pounds of fat, okay, let's suppose that, okay, we've got 5 weeks. So at a conservative estimate, a fairly conservative estimate, we could lose 2 pounds a week for sure, right? I know I've done that. That's pretty. It's not easy, okay? Most people are gonna lose like half a pound or pound. It depends on how overweight you are, but it'll be easier if you're more fat. Let's say we can lose 3 pounds a week, okay? That's pushing kind of the upper limits. You could even be able to stretch that if you really, really push it. But let's say 3, okay? So 3 times 5 is 15, okay? So 46 minus 15 is 31, okay? So let's take this. Let's say 31 divided by, we've lost 31 pounds as well. So if you were 230 and you've lost 31 pounds, you are 199, okay? For those of you that are trying to follow the math here. So you could drop down to 15% body fat if you just lost fat. Now, in losing that much weight, you're probably going to lose muscle. If you kept your protein high enough, you could potentially do that. So you could go from 20% body fat to 15% body fat. Okay, if you have really developed abs, you will see the abs. When I look at his video, okay, and this, I'm guessing that this is like more like a 15% body fat. Like this looks Like 12. I don't know. It depends on how you're carrying it, but this could be closer to 10-ish body fat, right? Based on, it depends on how you know, figure out the scale on this. But this looks more like 20. 5 weeks. Okay, we'd have to be pretty extreme here. Let's run some numbers. Let's do some math here. Let's say that he was going from 15 to 10. See, because this is what's going to make a difference here, guys. It's like if this is 15, okay, to 10, can we do this? All right, and you know, obviously his weight is different than mine, but let's just see if someone like me could do that. Okay. And well, and actually, let's drop the weight down. Okay, let's drop the weight down. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that, I don't know how tall he is. I want to say that he's like maybe 180 pounds. Let's say 180 pounds. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to say 180 pounds. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to do 180 pounds times 0.15. Okay, so he's got 27 pounds of fat. Okay, now let's have him lose 3 pounds of fat per week in 5 weeks, so 15 pounds. So 27. So we're at what, 27 minus 15 is 12 pounds of fat that he's got left. Okay, 15 pounds off of his weight of 180. So we're looking at like 12 pounds out of 165 pounds. So now he's at 7.2% body fat. Okay, did you guys follow that? Does that make sense? 7.2% body fat. So that's certainly possible. If he's 15 here to go to 7.2, this isn't 7.2 though. So let's run some numbers again. Let's go with my original. Let's say that he was at 180 pounds to start and he was at 20% body fat. Okay, that gives him 36 pounds. And if he loses 3 pounds a week, that's 15. So he would be at, what are we at? 16 pounds of fat left, right? 30, 15, yes. Making sure that my math is right. 30, wait a minute. No. I'm not, math is hard. Okay, 21 pounds. Okay, so 21 pounds fat. So he would have 21 pounds of fat divided by losing 15 pounds from 180, so 165. Would put him at 12.7% body fat. Okay, so that's actually probably fairly accurate. So he could go from here, being at 20% body fat and weighing 180 pounds, to being here, which is looking about right, with 12.7% body fat. So 12, this could be 12% body fat, okay? And maybe he's not quite at 20 here, maybe he's at 18. And maybe he weighs a little less, okay? That will make have a big influence on this as well. And maybe he's able to do just a little bit more. Maybe he's able to actually lose like 3.5 pounds or 4 pounds a week. That's really hard, but it's not impossible. So could he have actually done this in 5 weeks? Yeah, I think it's within the realm of possibility, especially if he's got a lot of muscle under here, which I'm sure he does. He's a fitness trainer. Now, the question is this a likely result? Well, before we talk about that, I want you to see how, again, the reason why I use the calculator here is there's a couple of assumptions, a couple of things to consider, okay? I want you to see how when I put in my weight that this was not possible. And that's because the bigger that you are, the more fat they're going to be carrying, and it's going to, it's going to take more of a change, more of a drop in fat to have that percentage change, okay? That's one thing you have to take into account. So if you're really small, you're going to be able to transform quicker as far as this goes, okay? And it depends on how overweight you are, right? If you want to go from 15 to 10, that is going to require less weight loss than if you were going from, let's say, 30% body fat to 20 or 15. It's going to be more weight overall, even though it should be easier to lose it. The other assumption here that we didn't really put into this calculation, which would affect it, is whether or not you're going to lose muscle. Now, if you're losing fat rapidly, if you're on a very calorie-restricted diet, you're probably going to lose muscle. Now, there's ways to preserve that. I can tell you from my own experience that having your protein extremely high, lifting heavy, you can preserve it. I'm actually in a mode now where I'm actually gaining muscle as I'm losing weight. And you're like, oh, fuck, John, I don't believe you. Well, fine. Let's take a look at my trend weight here. Okay, and you can see this, and you can see, my what I'm at right now, right? So these are actual, and this is kind of the trend. Okay, so you can see I'm losing weight, all right? I'm basically trending down. I'm about, this morning I weighed at 232, and my trend is 231.4, okay? Over that same period, you can see my body fat percentage. Now this is probably a little higher than what it actually is, just because the scale is not super accurate, but it doesn't matter. It's trending down, okay? My weight is trending down. My fat percentage is trending down. You can see this, what the actual scale readings were. Okay, if we look at the fat mass, trending down. If we look at the lean mass, actually trending up. Not trending up a lot, but trending up, right? Objectively, this is, look at, if you can look at these numbers, you can see that I'm gaining some muscle here, okay? And if you look at from a week, like the actual reading 205.2, and then 1 week ago 202.3. Okay, so that's a few pounds of extra muscle that I've gained while losing the fat. Okay, so things like this are possible, and I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. Well, you can if you're a beginner. Well, what if you're a trained athlete? Well, the program that I do, what I do for my fitness, not most people do. I eat one meal a day. I fast. I do carb cycling with my carbs. There's a lot to what I'm doing. My point is this, is that, to answer the question, is this guy legitimate? I'm not even going to go to the website. He's selling something, okay, that is possible, but it's unlikely that most people are going to achieve those results. There's not going to be anything magic here that's happening, right? Very unlikely in this case. Now, maybe he's got some kind of super system, but it's within the realm of possibility, but it's not something that I would be so inclined to jump all over, okay? Especially the way that I'm seeing it advertised. So you should expect that, like, if you want to try and lose like 3 pounds of fat a week or more than that, you're going to have to really, really dial shit in. You're going to have to be eating perfect meal plans. You're going to have to be doing some fasting. You're going to have to be doing some cardio, okay? If you're already lean, if you're already somewhat lean, and you're going to have to be hitting the gym and keeping your protein up to keep that muscle. Otherwise, you're going to have problems, okay? So possible, yes, it is possible. Is it probable? No, it's not probable. It's unlikely that you're going to get these results, but it is certainly within the realm of possibility. What you should always do is run the math, though. Hopefully, what I've taught you is like to think for yourself and figure this out, right? You can see with the calculator, I can kind of estimate this, right? If someone says that they've lost 90 pounds in 2 months, you can do the math there and you can figure out that's not really possible unless they were really, really overweight, right? You have to kind of figure this shit out. Let me know what you think. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.